ناس كان ما شغال مفروض يشوفوا بابور يكون جنوب السودان يجيبوه يقودوه عشان يشتغل لأنه وده بليل زي إلا بتاعنا كان كهرباء ما في الناس ممكن بينوموا بليل ساكر بتاعته ما بقدر بيجي كان ساكر بيجي نقصات بشكل ما هو وبطريقه نمرة 2 شهر جامعة جوبا بندفوت إن شهر ناكورون دول يقوم من كاستو ماشي الترجان إذا كله رمل يلا نينا نلعبكرين ما عندنا كورون ما عندنا بوا عشان تدبر راجل بجوار رمله وده اسمه مفروض رمل في جاسيكا إذا كان سولي يشيلوا يمسك كوكو بي أو نمرة 3 أنينا نلعبكرين ما عندنا قروش الجنة بيسجلوا بيقولوا $200 $300 المفروض حكومية يشوف أساس قوي يدرسوا في مدرسة بكام يعني عندنا نلعبكرين ده كان عندك 100,000 ولا عندك 50,000 إذا بيشيل جنة كده ممكن تسجلوا هناك ويلقى براية تمام رسالة بداية للحكومة لعايز يزول البسيم يراري يارجع يعني نلعبكرين ده ما عندنا قوة مدرسة كاس أنينا نلعبكرين ده نبرو كيف
Sounds of the Week on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good afternoon. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The government of South Sudan has confirmed signing a 25-year agreement with international company Shamrock to implement a $2 billion road construction project in the Equatorian Bahar El Ghazal regions. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, Professor John Akej, has called for a robust national payroll tax system to fund essential social services. And the governor of Warab State has condemned the killing of a former chief in Tonj East County and called for calm as investigations get underway. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. The government of South Sudan has confirmed signing a 25-year agreement with the international company Shamrock to implement a $2 billion road construction project in the Equatorial and Bahar El Ghazal regions. Under the agreement, Shamrock will construct over 1,000 kilometers of asphalt roads while carrying out gold mining operations in South Sudan. The Minister of Information and Telecommunication, Atenywe Kateny, explained the shareholding arrangement, adding that the government will retain ownership of all projects assets at the end of the contract period.
Shamrock will be having 65% shares and the government will be having 35% shares. The 5% shares inside the shares for Shamrock will go for compensations of those who will be affected. And Shamrock will remain with 60% of shares. As the time goes, the shares of the government will be going up while the shares for Shamrock decreases over time until the point 3 years or 4 years before the end of the contract, which is 25 years in total. The government would have owned the gold concession 100%.
Last week, the Council of Ministers announced the approval of a $2 billion budget to implement the 130-kilometer road project in Bahar El Ghazal and Equatoria, which will be primarily funded from income generated by gold mining. Ateng says,
much of gold in South Sudan are in Equatoria. Now, with the concession given and the map will be released on the areas where they, because now these are technicalities that the ministry have to work out with Shamrock group. When those things are worked out, they will now be able to map the areas that they will be actually taking gold from.
The announcement has sparked public debate, with some citizens expressing doubts about the government's ability to successfully implement the initiative. This is what some of them had to say.
لأن أساسي ده حقيقة من إستنينا إنما عارفين ماشي وين أنا عارفين كويس أصلا في ده بنادين ماشي تجيب بتناس رغم إنه في ده من المفترض إذا كلمت برنامج Again, so as much as even those who are complaining now, they did not even make the roads of the states. And if you see, the longest governor in South Sudan now is Luis Labong Lajore. He did not even make a project of connecting counties. So even the project that people are complaining now, people are not sure whether it will work or not. So it's including that our governors from the state and three administrative areas that they should have to do. They should have to create projects for themselves. Like somebody who's having goal, like now the governor of Eastern Equatoria. Let them design their own projects so that they can make roads by themselves in the state of national government.
إذا كانت بترول تعليمية ما في طريق ما في طرق ما في مستشفيات كويس ما في تعليم للناس يعني زي الطريق بتاع جوبا بار غزال إذا كانت بترول هاي يعني بتفاول لسيرفي شامدون يعني بترول براميل هاي في كل شهر تستقبلوه وليه ما كانوا معهم مستشفيات تعليمية.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, Professor John Akeches, called for a robust national payroll tax system to fund essential social services. Professor Akech shared these insights while presenting research findings on revenue mobilization during the launch of the South Sudan Revenue Authority Training Institute on Monday. Challenging the economic status quo, the Vice Chancellor questioned how the nation intends to finance education, disability support, and pensions without a structured tax base. Addressing the prohibitive cost of medical care, Professor Cage said that South Sudanese citizens currently face a pay or suffer reality due to a lack of social safety nets.
If you don't have payroll taxes, how do you finance, education? How do you finance disability? How do you finance pensions? How do you finance health services? So our health service now is what we call out of pocket. So you go there and you are asked with a bill. If you are asked with an operation of $50,000, where will you get it? There must be social insurance. This is a very easy money to collect. It is collected on payroll. All the NGOs, anybody working in this country will have to pay that because they will use hospitals. That is a lot of money.
Professor Ketch argued that health is an economy of uncertainty, comparing the human body to the automotive industry.
So social insurance may go to health, may go to people with disability, and so forth. Easily, you will be able to fund health services because that money will even provide free consultation and free prescription if it is well managed. Health is an economic of uncertainty. None of us knows when they are going to, and the car industry would have not functioned if because of insurance, because my car can be hit or I hit somebody else. The same apply. Our cars are insured. Why are we not insuring the drivers or the owners of these cars? So this is very important, and that is through I pay something and that money goes.
The governor of Warab State has condemned the killing of a former chief in Tonjis County and called for calm as investigations get underway. In a statement issued from Kwajok, Governor Ambassador Bol Wekagoth expressed sadness over the killing of ex-chief Adirech Ulwal Madier of the Kongor section in the Jalwao community. The incident reportedly occurred on February 22nd. Governor Goth described the killing as unlawful and condemned what he termed the murder of an innocent chief. He extended heartfelt condolences to the family of ex-chief Anderich Lwal and to the wider Tonj community for the loss of what he called a respected personality and loved one. The governor said the state government has deployed the full security apparatus to ensure that those responsible for the killing are brought to justice. He called on the family members and the community to exercise restraint and allow county authorities and security organs to complete their investigations. Meanwhile, the governor also addressed ongoing debate surrounding the state of emergency declared in Warab State. Governor Goth warned that no individual or group would be allowed to interfere with or derail the implementation of the state of emergency declared by President Salva Kiir. He said efforts are underway to finalize the establishment of a standing committee tasked with investigating violations related to the implementation of the state of emergency, including interference, community incitement, and misinformation on social media. This is iRadio News. The newly appointed governor of Lake State has described himself as a tougher than his predecessor, Lieutenant General Ring Tweng Mabor Deng, as he takes over leadership of the state. He's speaking at the official handover ceremony in Rumbek on Tuesday. Major General Madang Majok Min said Tweng had some compromises, but he doesn't.
If services are needed from us, then why not? And it was a wish of everybody, by the way. If Rin finishes, I suppose to succeed him. He's even aware, because we are the same step and foot. I have been tougher than Rin. Rin has some compromises. By the way, Kinanan Mindin Nazaria. Shay Itu, Nagadum Legislate Gida for Wal Baragazal. And then as I Hajis, we are nan al Bab at Baragazal. Mutkal wal Mukrish. Shukran, Lake, Jarangrin, my covenant, and I will respect them. I will not misuse them because I don't have anything for the youth.
The governor highlighted ongoing challenges in the state, including revenge attacks, cattle raiding, intercommunal tensions, and the proliferation of small arms, stressing the importance of coordination with the South Sudan People's Defense Forces. Despite describing himself as tougher, Governor Madang ruled out making immediate changes to the state officials or the cabinet, saying the fragile security situation and economic crisis require continuity.
Paramadar ندايا وكدي في تغييرات لانه لما ندايا نفسك من تغييرات والله بيجيب لك مشكلة أكتر من كده لانه security لسه عندنا اثنين حاجات في security زي قبل كلامه عندنا internal and external and external is a very big threat plus economic crisis. Some of you even in cabinet and even in the assembly they are not aware of this economic crisis. It is not a matter of print more papers to pay salaries. There is something there that hindering the government of national unity. With this, we need to be very careful and attentive. What is all about is services to our people. Some of you now, they are not enjoying their positions as a minister, as a speaker, as a governor, and so.
He called on the citizens, civil servants, and community leaders to work together to sustain peace and move Lake State forward. The first instance division of the East African Court of Justice has scheduled a hearing for March 10th in a case involving South Sudan Supreme Airlines Company Limited against the government of the Republic of South Sudan. The South Sudan Supreme Airlines Company is listed as the first applicant, with Pan-African Law Chambers LLP the second applicant. The respondent in the matter is the Attorney General of the Republic of South Sudan. The case is about the agreement in which the Ministry of Finance and Planning allegedly committed to paying amount of over $1 billion United States dollars in 24 monthly installments, with each installment valued at approximately $43.9 million US dollar. The settlement was formally acknowledged during the tenure of a former minister. However, according to a court filings and internal correspondence, no payment has been made to date. The case will be heard before a 5-judge bench led by Principal Judge Justice Yohane Bokobora Masara. Other members of the panel include Deputy Principal Judge Justice Richard Wejuli, Justice Richard Wuhumuza, Justice Dr. Kagu Leonard, and Justice Kayembe Ignace Rene Kasanda. The applicants will be represented by Senior Counsel. One is Santino Jada of the Pan-African Law Chambers, LLP, supported by a legal team comprising 19 lawyers. The hearing will take place in open court on the second floor of the East Africa Community Headquarters along Africa Mashariki Road, EIC Close, Arusha. The notice warns that should any party fail to appear on the scheduled date, the court may proceed with the hearing and issue necessary orders in their absence. Before international news, the Minister of Culture, Museums and National Heritage and the Minister of Wildlife Conservation and Tourism have officially signed the Emergency World Heritage Nomination dossier for the Boma Badinglo Migratory Landscape. The signing, carried out by Sarah Nyanath and Denai Jok Chagor, formally submits the site for consideration by the UNESCO World Heritage Center in Paris. The dossier will be reviewed by the World Heritage Committee during its upcoming summer season. If approved, the Boma Bandinglo Migratory Landscape would become South Sudan's first UNESCO World Heritage Site, boosting its global conservation profile. The landscape is renowned for hosting one of the largest wildlife migrations in the world and remains one of South Sudan's most important ecological zones. This is iRadio News, and now to the international scene. Here is Dikadi Andrew.
And for the international news, Prime Minister of Senegal proposes tougher anti-LGBT law, doubling prison terms, and Sonko has introduced legislation that could double the maximum penalty for same-sex relations, making them punishable by up to 10 years in prison. The proposal was sent to Parliament Tuesday after Cabinet approved last week after a wave of arrest over alleged same-sex relations already banned under Senegal law. Elsewhere, Harry and Meghan arrive in Middle East for a summit on refugees' need. The Duke and the Duchess of Sussex have arrived in the Middle East for their first international trip in 18 months. Prince Harry and Meghan will spend 2 days visiting Jordan to highlight effort to support vulnerable communities affected by conflicts and displacement. And finally, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Israel for a 2-day visit, his first since the war in Gaza began. Modi is expected to address Israel Parliament and held meetings with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac. There is no meeting with a Palestinian leader on his schedule. The visit comes as both countries look to strengthen ties in defense, technology and trade, a relationship that has grown strong.
Thanks, Dikodi Andrew. This is iRadio News, and now to the world of sports. Here is Darlington Moses. Good afternoon, Darlington.
Good afternoon, Lasuba Memo. In the world of sport, we are starting with home news. The South Sudan Premier League title race is intensifying as the season enters its final rounds with just a few matches. The top of the table is tightly contested between El-Maric Bantu and Jamus Sports and Social Club, both sitting on 44 points. El-Maric Bantu leads on goal difference plus 42, narrowly ahead of Jamus Sports and Social Club with at least they would have been 48 by now, following an impressive run that has set them remain unbeaten in their last 5 games, recording 4 wins and a draw. Jamus meanwhile has also been strong, winning 4 of their last 5 games with 1 loss, disrupting their otherwise perfect streak. Behind the leaders, Qatar FC is third with 39 points after 18 rounds, while Holy Family Football Club sits fourth with 35 points from 17 games, boasting an unbeaten streak of 5 wins in a row leading up to today's clash. Atlabara Football Club is close behind on 34 points, making the top of the table extremely competitive. Today, Holy Family Football Club faces El-Maric Bantu at 16:30 in a key fixture that could shake up the standings. A win for Holy Family could bring them within striking distance of the top, while a victory for El-Maric would solidify their grip on first place. Elsewhere, the UK government is considering a proposal to ban and license black market gambling operators from sponsoring professional sports teams, preventing them from appearing even on sleeves or minor parts of the kits. This follows the Premier League's own pledge to remove betting logos from the front of shirts next season. Supporters say this would help protect fans from fraud and links to organized crime. This is all in the world of sports, and back to you, Lasuba Memo.
Thank you, Darlington Moses. This is our radio news, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The government of South Sudan has confirmed signing a 25-year agreement with the international company Shamrock to implement a $2 billion road construction project in the Equatoria and Bahar El Ghazal regions. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, Professor Jonah Cage, has called for a robust national payroll tax system to fund essential social services. And the Governor of Warab State has condemned the killing of a former chief in Tonchis County and called for a calm as investigations get underway. That's the end of our Radio Afternoon News. If there's a story or an event you'd like our radio to cover report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 1:30. I am Lasuba Memo. Thank you for